Thank you for your interest in this webinar organized by AMVO. The webinar is part of a series consisting of remote trainings and workshops, which will aim to provide you with useful and constructive information on a diverse set of topics related to the EMVS. This webinar focuses on the quality of data upload and will provide you with tips on how to keep it consistent. We hope you find it informative, and in case of questions, please don't hesitate to contact our help desk, which remains always at your disposal. Enjoy!
Welcome to another EMVO webinar. The topic for discussion is data quality and how this directly affects day-to-day operation of the EMVS. Now that EMVS is 3 years old, we've been assessing where the next gains can be had in terms of lowering the alert diagnosis burden and improving the accuracy of data provided to the NCAs. Nothing in this presentation is new, but sadly it does highlight how some amongst us are being less than helpful with the quality of data provided to the EMVS. Please remember that EMVO published the Master Data Guide many years ago, and it should be referenced as the Data Bible. Please ensure that the personnel responsible for master data management have it close by. We will be covering these topics around master data and showing a few examples of what not to do. Our first topic will be product naming. Let's start with the name field. As with all of the topics in this presentation, the Master Data Guide has all of the clarifications needed for all master data fields. This particular one should be in the form of the invented name plus the strength plus the pharmaceutical form, and it is exactly the same data as you enter in the QRD template, Annex 1, Section 1. What the product name is not is like the examples shown on here. I'm not sure any of us have been prescribed 200 mg default brand tablets before. Here's the thing. These really are examples of data held in the EMVS production system. And whilst there is no specific business process for the name field, it appears on NCA reports and it is used by the NMVOs to help resolve alerts. Let's move on to the product common name. This is otherwise known as the International Non-Proprietary Name, INN. Sadly, many have managed to put the wrong information in this field, or indeed leave it blank. Let's now take a look at some of the problems encountered with the entry of the MAH details. Sadly, most OBPs seem to have challenges with this one. Firstly, the MAH ID. This should only be used for product marketed in Germany, and when it is used, the MAH ID should equal the IFA ID. In all other cases, for all other markets, it should be left blank. All that said, can you please take more care and enter the name and address of the MAH, and by definition the manufacturer as well, consistently, and not in a mix-up like the examples shown here. In short, we all need to be consistent with the spelling, the case, and the punctuation. We need to make sure that the MAH ID is only used for product entry that is for Germany, and when it is used, that it is the IFA ID. And when you do use the IFA ID, please do not enter the name and address in longhand. Again, consult the Master Data Guide, pages 13 and 14, and then perhaps we can all pray that one day SPOR might ease this issue. So just a small reminder, If your MAH changes for a given market, please don't forget to change the existing products to reflect the new MAH details, not just the new products going forward. Centrally authorized products. We can all think of the advantages for centrally authorized products, but loading data for a centrally authorized product to all markets is not one of them. Please, when you have a centrally authorized product, only load the data for products to markets where it is actively commercialized. IMT will sort out the odd product movement or compassionate use. National numbers and codes. This is another one that's reasonably easy. It's detailed on page 13 of the Master Data Guide and in Appendix 4. For national numbers, there are two aspects. The first question you need to ask is the national number needed? If it is, you should enter it. If it isn't, you should leave the field blank. However, if it is required, please ensure that you enter the number in the correct format for that market. Batch data distribution. This is a very similar story to that of centrally authorized products. Essentially, the message here is, if the product is not on sale in a given market, do not load the data to that market. IMT will sort out the special use. When loading your batches, please load the data in sensibly sized payloads, not one pack per payload. Also, please don't load OTCs and the rest of your product portfolio to the system. And whilst that might raise a laugh, yes, it has been done, and by more than one OBP. In summary, we'd like to ask you to all take a little more care with master data management, read and hopefully use the Master Data Guide. Maybe go and now check and cleanse the data that you've already loaded. And finally, if you're unsure of anything, ask us. We're here to help. Thank you.